Hello friends, welcome to the channel. I am Poonam Dua and today we are going to cover the third part of the important MCQs of few famous English dramas. All these questions, as I already told, will give you a very deep, very in-depth knowledge about some of the core concepts and will surely help to score better in any of the literature competitive exam. Let us begin the part 3 with question number 21. Question 21. Which of the following plays is said to have been written by Shakespeare in co-authorship with George Peele? Correct answer is option number C. Titus Andronicus. The authorship of Titus Andronicus has been debated since the late 17th century, and Titus Andronicus probably written between 1588 and 1593. It was first published under William Shakespeare's name in 1623 first folio of his plays. However, as with some of his early and late plays, scholars have long surmised that Shakespeare might have collaborated with another playwright. The principal contender for the co-authorship is George Peele. Next question, question number 22. One of the following dramatists does not belong to the group of university wits. Mark him out. The correct answer is option B. John Webster. Let us talk about university wits. University wits is a phrase used to name a group of late 16th century English playwrights and pamphleteers who were educated at the universities Oxford or Cambridge and who became popular secular writers. Prominent members of these groups were Christopher Marlowe, Robert Greene, Thomas Nash, John Lilly, George Peele. Thomas Kidd is also sometimes included in the group, though he was not from any of the above mentioned universities, Oxford or Cambridge. John Webster, which is the correct answer. John Webster was not a part of this group. He was an English Jacobean dramatist, best known for his tragedies The White Devil and Duchess of Malfi, which are often regarded as masterpieces of the early 17th century English stage. Next question, question number 23. One of the following dramatists has written only tragedies. Mark him out. Correct option, Christopher Marlowe. क्रिस्टोफर मार्लो, ऑल्सो नोन एज किट मार्लो, ये भी उनका नाम था. वो एक इंग्लिश प्ले राइट थे, पोएट थे, ट्रांसलेटर थे एलिजाबेथन एरा के. एंड बाय मेनी क्रिटिक्स मार्लो वॉज कंसिडर्ड द फादर ऑफ इंग्लिश ट्रेजिडी एंड द क्रिएटर ऑफ इंग्लिश ब्लैंक वर्स एज वेल. Next question, question number 24, which is supposed to be the first regular comedy in English. Correct answer is option D. Roister Doister. Ralph Roister Doister is a 16th century play by Nicholas Udall. इसका जिक्र हमने कई बार पहले भी किया हुआ है. Nicholas Udall इनके राइटर का नाम था, which was once regarded as the first comedy to be written in English language. Next question, question number 25. Was this the phase that launched 1,000 ships? In which play does this line occur? The correct answer is option B. Marlowe's Dr. Faustus. The character of Helen of Troy is often remembered only in terms of her beauty, and here we are talking about Helen. The general public associates the name of Helen of Troy with a kind of unworldly attraction and physical perfection of a woman who could drive men to war. That is why, for such a beauty, this line has been used. Was this the phase that launched 1,000 ship? Faustus addresses line to spirit of Helen of Troy in Act 5 of Dr. Faustus. Next question, question number 26. Who said Shakespeare has only heroines and no heroes? The correct answer is option C. Ruskin. Shakespeare, जो कि एक legend थे, who with enormous capability has glorified all his creations in the history of English literature. Notably, he is said to have no heroes but only heroines, as all the important pioneering roles were usually given to women, and men dressed as ladies played these roles in all his dramas. As per history, it is evident that all his writings were highly influenced by Queen Elizabeth, Elizabethan era. चलता था उन दिनों. Creating those iconic women characters was his aim, maybe to honor the queen, and he had created them with the purpose of endowing his heroine with all the glory which widely belonged to the queen as well. So Ruskin's argument that Shakespeare has no heroes, only heroines, is founded in the definition of hero as applied to the male leads in the Shakespeare's play. Next question, question number 27. Others abide our question, thou art free. We ask and ask, thou smilest, and art still out-topping knowledge. These lines are written about Shakespeare. Who has written them? The correct answer is option B, Matthew Arnold. देखते हैं मैथ्यू आर्नल्ड जी ने क्यों कही है ऐसी बात. Others could generally refer to other people, that is everyone who is not Shakespeare, but more specifically it could refer to other poets as well. Other writers are willing to be questioned and to provide answers to those questions in their art, but Shakespeare does not need to, for in his work he displays what Keats famously referred to as negative capability, that is the remarkable ability to explore the complexities of life without putting forward a precise philosophy or system of ideas. लाइफ की कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज को शेक्सपियर जी बड़े ही आसानी से प्रेजेंट कर दिया करते थे. शेक्सपियर सिंपली स्टैंड्स बैक एंड लेट्स हिज कैरेक्टर स्पीक. उनके कैरेक्टर्स बात करते हैं तो शेक्सपियर को उनके बारे में एक्सप्लेनेशन देने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती. He offers no solution to life's multiple problems, no need to give any kind of explanation, no resolution of moral issues. He just writes and writes and his characters speak itself. Next question, question number 28. Shakespeare is called the Bard of Avon. Why is he so called? Reason 1, Avon was the surname of his family. Avon was the name of the town where he was born. Avon was the title conferred upon him by Queen Elizabeth. Or Shakespeare was born at Stratford, which was situated on the banks of River Avon. Yes, option number D is the right answer. William Shakespeare, so called from his birthplace Stratford on Avon. Next question, question number 29. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. In which play does these lines occur? Julius Caesar, Hamlet, Macbeth, or Richard II? Correct answer option C, Macbeth. Macbeth's perspective on life is melancholy and dark as he compares life to a walking shadow, meaning the life is empty, completely empty, and has no substance. It is a tale told by an idiot. Next question, question number 30. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his oar upon the stage and then is heard no more. In which play do these lines occur? Here, correct answer is also Macbeth. Macbeth's statement that life is but a poor player that struts and frets his oar upon the stage can be read as Shakespeare's somewhat deflating reminder of the illusionary nature of the life and of the theatre specifically. After all, Macbeth is only a player himself. Not only Macbeth, but everyone here is a player. Every human in this earth is just a character, come, live, depart, and go in form of death. आते हैं, अपना पार्ट जीते हैं और उसके बाद डेथ की फॉर्म में यहाँ से चले जाते हैं. दैट इज वाई लाइफ इज बट अ वॉकिंग शेडो. I hope you liked the video. Please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel to get a notification of the further parts. Thanks for watching and best of luck for your exams.